Hello everybody, welcome back to mehdiscent channel. Today I want to review for you a very great fragrance, Toy Boy by Moschino. If you're first time here, my name is Mehdi. I am talking about fragrances here. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet to get notifications by my new uploads. I upload frequently. I want to start by presentation of this fragrance. At first, it is not normal presentation for this fragrance. It is a gift set, but because it is cheaper, gift sets are cheaper, especially on discounters. That's why I go every time buy gift sets. The retail price of this fragrance is here 85 euro, around 90 bucks, and when you go by discounters, individual 100 ml of this fragrance is, if I'm not mistaken, 60 to 70 bucks. But when you go by gift sets, it is 45 euro, means around 50 bucks. So why not? I don't care that much about the box and presentation, and I can get even more juice and other materials besides this beautiful fragrance. What we have here, we have one 10 ml, another fragrance bottle, and here we have shower gel and the fragrance. It means I purchased 110 ml plus shower gel for 50 bucks on discounters. About bottle, it is very weird looking, the different looking type of bottle. In a fragrance game it is weird, but it is like teddy bear. Actually I liked it, it is unique, it is different than 100% of my collection in terms of bottle. About juice inside, the most important thing in a fragrance. I have dried on here, let's remember the opening and see the sprayer also. Very great sprayer. Okay, so this is a rose-based fragrance. At first I have to say, if you are not fan of rose, this fragrance is absolutely not for you. The rose here is between jammy and normal pink rose. You can feel both vibes of the rose, but it is mostly, I can say, 70% in the jammy side, like not 100% like Amouage, Lyric Man for example, but you can feel it is mostly in the jammy side. So if you're not fan of rose, as I said, this fragrance is absolutely not for you. After rose we have a little bit pear. It is like fruity, rosy, and there is some vibes like cheese, I can say, and sometimes goes to another vibe like plaster, which is very weird looking, smelling type of vibe. In the fragrance I haven't seen that vibe in any fragrance. It's like cheese, plaster, mix of these two notes. I cannot find another example for this weird smelling type of note by rose and pear. It is big time rose. You can feel that's very sweet, juicy pear and that weird note together. So atmosphere of the fragrance is rosy, fruity, by hint of some I can say animalic, cheesy smelling vibe. About uniqueness, because I have seen a lots of reviews on this fragrance that is very unique and a must-have type of fragrance, I have to say no. To my nose, this is 80% generic and 20% unique. Every fragrance can be 20% unique. Consider that. Why? Because of rose note. Rose note is a very, how I can say, dictator note. When you put rose note in a fragrance, immediately makes the fragrance under shadow of itself, and fragrance will smell like 100 other rose-based fragrances out there. A little bit differences you can catch, but you can catch a lots of fragrances. Reminds you a lots of fragrance. For example, here I can say at the opening, Tom Ford Noir de Noir, in a fruity side, in a youthful side. That fragrance is in a mature side and mostly in the jammy side and patchouli side. This one is fruity compared to Noir de Noir by Tom. Scent profile of the fragrance is unisex to my nose. At the dry down is a bit better, but still unisex. At the opening is like 70% in the feminine side. At the dry down is like 60%, but still more feminine compared to masculine. Absolutely, it is a unisex fragrance. Very sweet and fruity, rosy fragrance. If you don't like sweet fragrances, if you don't like rose fragrances, absolutely this fragrance is not for you. And I don't believe that is very must-have and how I can say, blind buy worthy fragrance. Absolutely not blind buy worthy. Juice inside of this fragrance is not matched, not fit by ambience of this fragrance. You can find a very niche, very private blend smelling type of fragrance. Don't confuse it. I don't mean that is outstanding, unique. It is niche. It is not designer smelling, but not unique also. And the concept is very designery. That's why I don't believe that they don't match together. Juice inside is very Tom Fordish, private blend smelling, and the concept is very juvenile, designery. Fragrance after 1 hour turns a little bit, not big time, but you can see that some notes are missing here and some notes are bigger here. For example, rose will stay until last of the fragrance on your skin, but that vibe that I said, like plastery or cheesy vibe, will be disappeared after 1 hour. And you have something like amber. Amber is here dominated at the dry down and it smells like amber accent somehow also. Smells woody, ambery and rosy at the dry down. At that moment, this fragrance is very close to a very great niche fragrance that I like it, but it is not a well-known fragrance. That's why I believe this fragrance is not unique. I can say at the dry down 70% close to Creed Aventus for Hair. If you have a smelled Creed Aventus for Hair, you're gonna get 70% similarities by this. There is differences for sure between these two fragrances. Aventus for Hair is brighter, better quality, louder, projects bigger, and it's not perry like this. And that animalic vibe, plastery vibe that I talked about is not available in Aventus for Hair. But at the dry down, these two fragrances are similar to each other, like 70% at the late dry down. About performance, this fragrance is a long-lasting fragrance, but it is not a beast mode fragrance. It is like 8-10 hours, or I can say even good 8 hours. By first hour, good projection. After that is strong skin scent. But at first hour is also like transparent, airy, noticeable type of projection. You're gonna get noticed, but not in a beastly way. About seasons and occasions, to my nose, it smells very dressed up, very night smelling type of fragrance. If you don't see the bottle, absolutely, it is very night smelling, very Tom Fordish private blend, very dressed up type of fragrance. It is like very official smelling type of fragrance. I would not go by jeans and t-shirt by this fragrance, very dressed up type of fragrance. And I would not prefer this fragrance for summer and extremely hot days. Both no for me. Spring, fall, winter, absolutely a very great fragrance for, except summer, all season round. If you are a designer head, if you like only designer fragrances, I mean like Chanel Allure Sport, Bleu de Chanel, Dior Sauvage, Versace Dylan Blue, Acqua di Gio Profumo, you will not like this fragrance in my opinion. But if you have niche and designer fragrances in your collection, you will like this fragrance better. About compliments, this fragrance is new in my collection because of latest situations. I cannot go that much out and see how is the reactions of the people. But based on my experiences, rose-based fragrances are not that wow compliment getters. Some of them, the fragrances that are not that much heavy on the rose, maybe like low multi, but this fragrance is heavy on the rose. And that much rose-based fragrances are not a compliment magnet. For ladies, can be better like 6 out of 10, but for men, not more than 5 out of 10 in terms of getting compliments, based on my experiences. If you have smelled this fragrance, let me know your thoughts, your opinions on this one. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Stay safe. See you in another video.